this community. We're thankful for our leaders as they set before us tonight, those elected, those employed by the city, and just pray you give guidance and direction, wisdom beyond our experience, wisdom beyond our own limited knowledge, and wisdom beyond our education for the good of this community and for your will. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, next up is approval of the agenda.
Mayor, members of the board, there is one change. There was an error under Resolution R2501. That is the wrong heading there. Inside the packet, it is correct, but it should be a resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with the Mid-America Regional Council Solid Waste Management District as related to Green Valley's participation in the 2025 Regional Household Hazardous Waste Collection Program.
Okay, that's the only
Yes.
change, right? I'll entertain a motion then to amend the agenda. First Alderman Mills, second Alderman Knox. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Alright, the agenda is amended. Seeing no proclamations, then we'll move on to public comments. We ask the citizens who wish to address the board come forward to the podium and microphone. Make sure you've signed in with your name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do I have anyone who wishes to address the board this evening?
Thursday's meeting, there was one thing discussed that kind of discounted, but I think really some heavy consideration needs to be given to the board. So many times we make decisions and you make decisions as aldermen that the public hasn't got a lot of input into it. And the only time they have an opportunity is when they vote. And with the proposal that you have for putting on the ballot for the new city hall and community center, I would strongly recommend that we go to separate those two items. I know there'll be a small amount of cost by dividing those two items. To let those two items stand on their own merits and give the public their opportunity, an open opportunity to give you their true feelings about what they want to support and what they want to spend their tax dollars on. By lumping them together, I've seen so many situations where things get all together and people have to vote for the item because there's one thing in there they like, but the rest of it they could really do away with or just really didn't like. The other opportunity there is if they really feel strongly enough about something in that they don't like, because they vote no for the whole proposition because they don't agree with it. So I would urge you to consider language for this ordinance to separate the city hall and the community center for two separate votes so that they can have an opportunity to let their voice be heard and an open opportunity to say, yes, this is what we want, or no, this is not what we want. And I think it would be a great move on your part of giving the citizens that opportunity. And so I encourage you to consider that as you look at that resolution and ordinance later this evening. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else wish to address the board this evening? All right. Then now move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
First from Alderman Skinner to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Knox. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right. Seeing no previous business, we'll move on to new business. We have a liquor license request from the Local Table and Bar LLC, doing business as The Local.
Yes, Mayor and Alderman, the Local Table and Bar LLC, doing business as The Local, has completed their packet. There is a memo in your packet today for first presentation. The approval will be requested at the second presentation of the license at the next meeting on January 27th.
Do you want to have any?
What's its location?
It'll be downtown. I think the old where Slingers was, right? Yeah, the location there on downtown. Okay. I think the applicants are here. Does anyone have any questions for them tonight? All right, so we will bring that back up at the next meeting then for approval. All right, thank you for coming. All right, seeing no additional new business, no presentations or public hearings, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is R 25-01. It's a resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with the Mid-America Regional Council, Mark Solid Waste Management District as related to Grand Valley's participation in the 2025 Regional Household Hazardous Waste Collection Program.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 2501.
Okay, a motion from Alderman Bray to accept resolution R 21-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Knox. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is the program that we've been involved with for a number of years, but essentially it's a benefit to the public. So what it allows is any Green Valley resident throughout the year, when they have any household hazardous waste items, they can go to the Kansas City facility year-round, but then we also have they have some kind of every month, I think it is, they have a mobile event partnered with Jackson County for the last number of years, but they can also bring them to any of those events. So whether it's here or Blue Springs, any of the participating communities.
Do we have any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-02. It's a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with J.M. Faley Construction Company for the Front Street roadway, storm, and water improvements.
Mayor, I move we approve resolution number R 25-02.
Okay, I got most Alderman Cleaver to approve resolution R 25-02. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Sol. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, as you are all aware, this has been a project that's a long time coming, but this is another phase of the downtown improvements that we've gone through the process of design and bid out the project, but this is a total reconstruct, so curb, gutter, underground drainage, sidewalks, new roadway, and new water main from Main Street to Kirby on Front. So this will basically follow kind of the path that we had on Walnut and some of those other streets a number of years ago. The good news is the project actually came in 21% lower than what the engineer's estimate was. So that doesn't happen every day. So that was definite positive news for us. And if you had any questions, our city engineer, Dick Tuttle, is here as well, who has worked on this project throughout.
Have any questions or discussion?
21% is a pretty big jump. Is that just for material or?
No.
It's lower.
It's lower.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's a
so
big dip.
I do think the engineer's estimate was probably a little bit high, but this actually came in a little bit better than what we were even anticipating prior to that estimate.
Anything additional? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-03, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to expend funds to purchase computer equipment.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R 25-03.
I have motion by Alderman Knox to approve resolution R 25-03. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Bray. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this would just authorize the expenditure for the yearly cost for the computer equipment replacement program. Similar to what we do with the CIP, we have the same thing for computer equipment. So everything's on a schedule, so we know how to budget for that going forward. But this was included in the 2025 budget. So just wanted to get a head start on that and get all the new computers in here.
Is this just City Hall or is this police department?
Everything's included in it, yeah. So depending on what year something was. It's all the different departments.
All the in-car stuff.
Yeah, this one is mainly just the actual like computer equipment stuff. Yeah.
Any additional questions or discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-04, resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to purchase water meters for the 2025 meter replacement program.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution R 25-04.
Got a motion by Alderman Mills to approve resolution R 25-04. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Cleaver. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is also another yearly expenditure, but this is the meter replacement program. So we've been doing this since 2010. But essentially every year we replace a certain number of meters, those that are oldest in the system. Obviously, for everybody's benefit, we want to make sure that they are reading as accurately as possible. When we started the program, we were buying 335 a year. We are up to purchasing 400 a year, and that just has to do with the total number of accounts we have and needing to get that turned over.
Any questions or discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-05. It's a resolution authorizing the allocation of the City of Grand Valley's 2025 emergency management contributions to the Central Jackson County Fire Protection District.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R 25-05.
Got a motion from Alderman Skinner to approve resolution R 25-05. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, again, this is a yearly program or a yearly thing that comes before you, but we are part of the Central Jackson County Emergency Management Agency, which is kind of spearheaded by CJC, but then also includes ourselves, Blue Springs, and Lake Tapawingo. So essentially it's a kind of a per capita basis. So this is our portion of the program.
Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-06, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to spend funds to renew the annual software maintenance and support agreement with Brightly Software.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R 2506.
I motion by Alderman Sol to approve resolution R 25-06. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Mills. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is the system that we use for asset management and as well as work orders and record keeping for Public Works. We've been with them for 7 years. It seems to be a pretty good system, but kind of keeps us in check and lets us know what we're keep all of our Public Works items in order.
Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up, we have resolution R 25-07. It's a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the installation of 10 new streetlights along Dillingham Road from Duncan Road to Crestview Drive.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution 25-07.
I got a motion from Alderman Bray to approve resolution R 25-07. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this was something that staff was actually directed to do quite some time ago, and it's been quite the adventure to get there, but our city engineer, Dick Tuttle, has stayed on it. I know Alderman Skinner has checked multiple times to make sure we're getting that progress, but essentially this will be along Dillingham, so we have the trail and the road that's there. So it's a total of 10 lights. There are 3 current lights that are going to come down just because they're not needed with the spacing now. So it'll actually be 7 lights total, but hopefully to provide some lighting and security along there for both cars and pedestrians.
Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. That's it for resolutions. Next up, we have ordinances.
And, this is Bill B 2501, an ordinance calling an election in the city of Green Valley, Missouri.
Mayor, I move we accept the first reading of bill number B 25-01, bring it back for second reading title only at our next meeting.
I have a motion from Alderman Cleaver to accept Bill B 25-01 for its first reading, bringing it back by title only for its second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Knox. Any discussion?
Mayor and members of the board, as you are aware, staff has worked with Hafer Welker for a number of months, along with the Grand Valley Municipal Facilities Focus Group to look at options for City Hall Community Center, as well as a aquatic facility. After going through that process, the recommendation from that facilities focus group was to move forward with a community center and a city hall, and a copy of all of their recommendations. It's something that was put in the packet for you. Then we had the workshop on Thursday, and we're asked to move forward with that. So this is a calling for an election for a question to approve a new community center and city hall.
Okay.
And I will say there are a few members from the facilities focus group that are here tonight, so definitely want to thank them for their time on that.
If you served on the group, can you wave to us so everyone can see us? All right. I could embarrass you all, but I won't. I want to thank you for your time on this. So I know it took some nights away from you, so I appreciate your work on this and for the recommendations. Any discussion or questions?
So, real quick, I've been a proponent from the beginning of this to separate these out. So I kind of understand where Mr. Arnold's coming from. It's not that I disagree with any of the need for the new facilities. My concern is I don't want to get us in a position where one disagreement throws the whole thing off track. So I want to make sure that doing this as one ballot question is absolutely the correct way to do it.
Due to the infrastructure that's involved, that's how we need to do it. Because of, for example, there's road improvements to Buckner Tars that have to be done, shared parking, shared drive. Those all come at a pretty big price, and you can't really just say, okay, we want to do the community center and stack all the infrastructure on that, because then that makes that bond more than it needs to be. And my understanding is you still have to, even if you don't use all that money, you still take the hit on it, right?
Yeah, anything that's approved by the voters, whether you actually issue the bonds or not, it is out there outstanding, so it counts against you.
So then what you'd have to do is if you did two issues, you would put half the infrastructure with the community center, half of it with City Hall. Well, then if one of them doesn't pass, you don't have enough money for all the infrastructure.
And I think there is a hope too, as part of the bidding, like we put the prices separate, or the estimated prices, but hoping that economies of scale actually come in, and the whole thing is cheaper because you are buying more of everything at once. You're not going to have two separate mobilizations. You're going to be there for one.
With that being the case, and like I am fully in support of all three facilities, and I would urge all of the residents of Green Valley to vote in favor of this. I think it's something the city really needs across the board. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure that, and I understand if that's the case, that there's things that play underneath, but I feel like we should be very transparent in communicating that to the community so that we don't get caught out. So I would urge that if we pass this tonight and at the next read that we make that commitment.
Yeah, I agree with Alderman Bray. I've got the same concern. I'd like to see them split on two different ballots. However, with the infrastructure and everything, and studying I've done, it'll end up costing us a whole lot more. So I don't think we can separate them.
So I would.
What if we just put one on there instead of two?
That's what we're talking about. But then
Well, I mean, if you have, I'm saying like if it's split between two on a ballot, but what if we just like completely knock off, like just put just community center on there this time, and then next time put city hall.
I think what they're saying is that would raise the price due to the infrastructure cost. It has to be done anyway.
Okay.
So it's going to make the community center look much.
You got to pay the same infrastructure price regardless on the. I mean, the road improvements are going to be a big part of it. The Buckner Tars.
I would just move that the city do a very good job of communicating what we're doing and why we're doing it on this. I know it's been a touchy situation in the past, and I don't want to see us have to go another couple of years without it. So.
Additional
For
questions or discussion?
clarification purpose, I just want to emphasize the focus group is residents, correct, and not elected officials, correct?
No, at all.
So the focus group that came up with this is all residents of Green Valley. So therefore, they already see a need, and this is their recommendation. And it had nothing to do with elected officials or staff, correct? On the focus group?
Yeah, the focus group was 7, yeah.
And I would also assume that we're
Thank
gonna
you.
go through the whole process again with the town halls and all that. Like we did with the police station and the previous communities.
Yep, so the next public, there's
So
an
there'll be
open
plenty of
house. That's,
opportunity for
There's an
people.
open house, what, is the open house the 4th?
Mhm.
4th or 14th?
4th, right?
4th? I know there's 4 in there.
we can't do a Valentine.
All right. Do we have any other discussion or questions? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. That's it for ordinances. Next up, city attorney's reports. Next up, then city administrator and staff reports.
Mr. Martin.
So everybody's well aware that Public Works was battling a huge snow event last week. And just a quick recap, we spent just under 500 labor hours on the storm. And then we also used approximately 275 tons of salt and 1,300 gallons of calcium chloride trying to treat roads and make it as safe as we could. So we know it was a battle, and we appreciate everybody's support that.
Are we gonna have issues with salt this year? I mean, how was that, how much of our supply was, I know we get it refilled, though, don't we, with that?
Yeah, so surprisingly, I actually placed an order during the storm, and about 2 days after the storm had stopped, we already started receiving
Okay.
that. So hopefully that's the service we get all year. I would say that.
It hasn't always been like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, the only other thing I had was just wanted to thank the staff that, Public Works, PD, anybody that was out there for those multiple days. No, it definitely wasn't fun. So just thank them for their work on that and thank the public for their patience. I know it's kind of difficult when it seems like it's taking a while, but just gotta to trust that they do have a plan and they're trying the best they can. And it's a lot of hours that go into it. So that was all.
Next up, then Board of Aldermen reports and comments. Alderman Cleaver.
I just want to kind of echo what you said to the focus group. Thank you for taking your personal time to look at the city's needs, and I know it's extra, but we appreciate you taking the effort and the time. So thank you. That's it.
Alderman Knox.
I echo what Alderman Cleaver just said.
Alderman Skinner.
Echo the echo. That's all I got.
All right. Alderman Bray.
I guess I'll echo it too, but I'll actually say it. Thank you guys for taking part in that. I know it's time out of your day that you didn't have to do, and I like seeing residents involved that way. The only other thing I had, and we can take it offline, is there an update on that resolution that I proposed?
Yeah, I think it's next meeting.
Next meeting.
Yeah. All right. Alderman Mills.
I would like to welcome Patrick. You look very nice in a suit. It's good to see you in a suit. You had big shoes to fill, and it's good to see you. So congratulations. You're welcome.
All right. Alderman Sol.
I'll second what you just said. Welcome to the Public Works lead over here. Also, I wanted to bring up the possibility of creating a workshop, motion for a workshop for the whole ordinance about parking in your backyards with P&Z and maybe 2 aldermen. Just have a workshop, try to figure out a resolution something that everybody can agree on. I was a nay vote on that originally. There's been voiced concerns about there being absolutely no ordinance. I think there can be a middle ground that can be found if we have more people involved.
Okay. I guess Once Jamie get back, we can have Jamie do put that together.
Yeah, this week, yeah.
We'll have Jamie work with Patrick then to get an email out to everybody and see when we can maybe find some dates to get both P and Z and the board together then.
So did you say whole board or did I hear you say two?
No.
You said
Oh, you don't want the
two.
whole board?
Like two,
I think it's
two
two, yeah.
people would be fine.
Oh, okay.
Whoever would be willing to do it.
What's it, whole board?
I think it'd be good to have a person from each ward.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, I
It
agree
would be
with that.
less than a quorum, right?
Yeah, if we do 3, we're good, yeah. So, I know, Tom, you've been, well, who wants to do it from 1?
Well,
I was a nay vote. I know Tom's in favor of it. I think we should like kind of split it up. Like at least have 1 nay or 1 yay. You know.
Okay.
Tom, if you're interested in it, you can take it. If not,
well, the way I see it is, I'm a just vote. So you're the one that needs to be,
all right.
you know,
That's
put
fine
your
with
2
me.
cents in
I'll-
of what
Okay, so
would change that vote.
Kyle.
So
Who from 2 wants to do it?
Up to you, I'm already the liaison, so.
You want Rick to do it, or do you want to do it, Aaron?
I wasn't here for that vote, but I'm not here after April.
It might be good to have a neutral in.
Then bid me in.
All right. Then who wants to do it from 3?
Go ahead, Brian.
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
I mean, no, you're good.
Yeah, I think we voted the same way, so.
We did.
Okay. So you got who you need then? Let's see, okay.
Will that be a quorum if Alderman Knox is there? Will it be a quorum if Alderman Knox is there as the liaison?
Yeah, if he's there, these liaison, it will be a quorum.
well, is everyone opposed to coming to the workshop?
We can
Alderman?
post it.
And making a quorum?
We'll just post it.
You know, I mean.
We'll post it, and it's fine then.
So it's
workshop.
just a joint meeting between us and
Yeah.
planning and zoning. Is that the idea?
Yeah, just trying to find a middle ground for that ordinance.
Because
And if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't.
The issue we run into is they have to have a public hearing, then we have to have a public hearing. So if they make a recommendation to us and do their public hearing, and then we're like, well, we want to, because I know like lawnmowers was something that came up last time that wasn't addressed. Like had we gone in then and started making changes to it, well, that's changing what they sent us. So then they really need to go back and have their public hearing again because it's a new ordinance. So I think that's why we kind of need to make sure we're kind of on the same page. We're not having this back and forth.
Yeah, I think we just set it up as it could be a quorum, and if 3 aldermen or 6 aldermen show up, then,
Yeah.
you know, that's how it works. As far as
So I
I'm
mean, I guess
concerned.
the key is we'll get the ones we know need, that said, if everyone else to come, we'll go ahead and post it. That way if other people show up, we're.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're, no, we can't go back now.
You can cede your time.
Huh?
You can
Okay.
defer to me.
Next up is mayor's report. I would defer to Kalia because she has something she wants to say.
Just circling back on the election candidate list, we have Brian Bray from Alderman Ward 3. And we have Jim Myers from Alderman Ward 1. And then Lisa Lindberg for Alderman Ward 2. The last day of candidate filing was on December 31st, and all the candidates know that their personal financial disclosure is due tomorrow to avoid any late fee. If you have any questions, you can contact us.
Already done.
Okay.
All right. Back to mayor's report. No, I've said it, but Patrick, make sure you thank everybody for their 12-hour work days. And we didn't think about it last time, but I texted Teresa and Ken that first day, and I'm like, all the restaurants are closed. What are these guys going to eat? Normally, we don't run into that problem, so I'm thinking we need to do a better job next time to make sure we plan ahead if there's going to be a blizzard to make sure you guys have enough food down there. So, yeah. Okay. And then thanks for all the officers that were out there too, and I'm sure they were responding to a lot of accident calls and things like that, and not the most pleasant conditions to be in. So thanks for all that. That is all I have for this evening. I do not believe we have a need for an executive session. So unless someone has something else for a regular session, we'll adjourn.
Thank you guys for bringing